and he left her aguna. What's aguna? Aguna in the Jewish halacha, you can't get married. You can get married after 2 conditions. 1, your husband died. 2, divorce documents. Get. They don't know if he dies. And they don't know they didn't get any divorce. So she's called aguna. She stays home, she can't do anything with her life. Nothing. She's waiting a month, 2 months. No, not exactly. 3 months. 1 year, they didn't hear anything from him. Another year. Another year. 5 years. After 5 years, can you imagine that? Someone came to the Bet Knesset and they see that this guy looks familiar. He has a beard. He's standing by the books, and the movement, the way he talks, the way he walks, the way he moves, remind them the Hatan of the rich man, the lost guy. So they say, hey, you watch here, talk to him, hold him here. Let me call the rich guy. They went to this guy, they called him, and they said, this is his Hatan. This is his son-in-law. And he approached him and says, you are Herzl, whatever his name was, Herzl. Yes. What happened? Where have you been? 5 years? Bottom line, he softened him, he said, I wrote something in my head, I was this, I was that. They brought his wife, the rich man's daughter, sent together. He apologized from the bottom of his heart. The rich man says, everything is forgiven. Fine. Go back. Together. He went home to her parents' house. And then she noticed something a little bit not clear here. She says he shared with her things in the past, a story, even intimate things. What happened in the day of the weddings, in the honeymoon, and these details. But she says, something doesn't add up. Something here is a little bit smells fishy. I'm not sure. She told her father, I said, what do you mean? Your son? It's Herzl, no? She said, Abba, I cannot say with full certainty, 100% that is him. I'm not sure. Let's go to the Golden Mevilna. They went to the Golden Mevilna, and the Golden says, okay, call him up here. They call the guy. He sit there. He says, Shalom Aleichem. He says, Shalom. He look at this guy's eyes, and the guy goes, a little bit scared. He said, thank you very much. You can go. He called the rich man and says, listen, tell your daughter to tell him she has in the time she's forbidden, so he can't touch her for now, till we check one more thing. Tomorrow morning, you go to the synagogue, Shabbat. For Mincha, you will don't go with him to shul. At the entrance of the shul, you stand, the Bet Knesset, the synagogue. The Gabbai, the one who's in charge, will come to you to speak with you. We're going to plan that. And you tell him, this guy, go sit where I'm sitting. Wait for me there. So we'll check if he knows where you sit. That's going to be a sign if this is the guy. Because when he's married together, you were sitting together in the same place. It's a big synagogue. We're going together. The Gabbai was waiting in the window. Here he comes. He went out. He said, I want to talk to you something about the synagogue. I said, oh, nice to meet you. This is that. What do you want to say? You know what? He told to his son-in-law, you just go ahead and see where I am. You know where we're sitting, right? I'll go back. Then they're talking. They're occupied. This guy, they see him going inside the synagogue, and he's wandering around. He doesn't know where to go. They called the Gaon Mivilna, and the Gaon Mivilna, they told him about it, says, I knew it. As soon as I looked at his eyes, I noticed this guy is a liar. Why? He probably looked very much like the original husband. He got from him all these stories. They met in some city, place, and he wanted to take advantage and take this girl to get all this money or whatever from her husband, from her father. And I was sure that they were talking about all these mundane things and intimate things and all the details, but about Torah they didn't speak. That's I'm sure. He didn't share with him about Bet Knesset, how it looks like, where he was sitting, and these details they didn't think about. Because the wicked, they speak about many things, except Torah. That's it. Same with Yaakov. Yaakov, he says, maybe it's Yosef, maybe it's not Yosef. But when he gave them this halacha, the son with the agalot, the wagons, what they discussed when he was with him the last time, he says, nobody can fake and says, I'm Yosef, because a wicked will not explore and check these minor little details. We have to stop here. I wanted to share with you a very interesting story that we'll have to leave for next week. I will just end with the question. The answer will be next week. The very end of the parasha talks about everybody sold whatever they have in order to get food. Sheep, camels, donkeys, horses, their houses, their field. They have nothing to sell. If they don't sell themselves as servants, slaves to someone, they die from starvation. There is no food out there. And the pasuk, the very end of the parasha, talks about Yosef. He's telling them, you become servant, you're my servant, you're Pharaoh's servant, you're this, and he moved them, he transferred them from one place to another place. People lost their whatever they had, and they become all of them servant to Pharaoh. And the Torah said that in length. Servant, Pharaoh's servant. I bought them, you're a servant. Why Yosef did it, and why the Torah spends so many psukim telling us the status of the people of Egypt, that they become servant and nothing belongs to them, and who cares about these details? There was starvation, you needed food, so they sold their houses. Why did they give me all this information? You'll be amazed by the story I will share, God willing, next week. On behalf of our organization, Ohev Israel Foundation, I thank everybody to participate in this class. Without you, we couldn't say this Divrei Torah. And special thanks to the Lopez family. Toda Rabba and Shavua Tov.